All set.
So a prayer for the lineage holders and the lineage protectors. Naropa Tilopa, Jingten Somgun. Hello from Amatlan, Mexico. In the vast sky of the glorious Dharma Dhatu, without boundary nor center, you pervade all dharmas, remembering again and again and again Vajradhara, the Dharmakaya. I supplicate you with one pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you. Like you. Clouds gather in the east o'er the land of South. Billowing mists of blessings arise, remembering again and again and again Tilo Prajna Bhadra. I supplicate you with a one-pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you. Red lightning flashes over Pushpahari in the east. You underwent 12 trials for the sake of Dharma. Remembering again and again and again learned Mampandita Naropa. I supplicate you with one pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you. Like you. The turquoise dragon thunders in the south over Druolam. You translated the teachings of the hearing lineage, remembering again and again and again the translator Marpa Lutsawa. I supplicate you with one pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you. Gentle rain is falling in the highlands of the Lachi snow range. Your instructions flow together into a lake. Remembering again and again and again glorious Sherpa Doji. I supplicate you with a one-pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. like you, like you. The earth is soaked in the east, in the darker Gampo hills, by the flowing stream of the waters of clear light. Remembering again and again and again the Lord King of Physicians, I supplicate you with a one-pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you, like you. Shoots sprout in the land of fog more true. You reveal the treasure of the profound secret tantra. Remembering again and again and again the Lord, the self-born Buddha, I supplicate you with a one-pointed mind, full of yearning, yearning. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you. The 6 grains ripen in the north, in the region of Drikum. The 6 grains pervade all realms of beings. Remember again and again and again the kind Lord Dharma, I supplicate you with one-pointed mind, full of yearning, full of yearning. Ooh, Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you, like you. On the crown of my head, on a sun and moon seat, sits my kind root Guru, inseparable from Vajradhara. Remembering again and again and again and again my kind root Guru, I supplicate you with one-pointed mind, full of yearning. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru. Grant your blessing so that I may be realized like you, like you, like you. Guru, grant your blessing so that I may be realized like Guru, 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 Tashidelek. Namo Guru.
Tashidelek, Benny Sono. Thank you, Benny. And here, Yandara Yogi going to sing.
Wonderful.
Yes.
You can. Oh, it goes to the satellite and back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because I could hear it from his computer. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So is like the essential Guru Yoga. It's also the perfection of wisdom, the prajna paramita, in just one single syllable. So it's the origin of all sound. And out of emptiness, our whole existence comes into perception through the vibration of secret sound. And the origin of that sound is Ah. So the essence of all our teachers and of us is just the sound of Ah. So let's all tune in together. And so it's the birthday of His Holiness Drikung Chetsang Rinpoche today. And let's sing a happy birthday for His Holiness. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Holiness. Happy birthday to you. But usually in Tibetan culture, birthdays are not celebrated too much because it's just a reminder of impermanence. So it's a good occasion to sing a mantra of long life, which is represented by White Tara, for the long life of His Holiness, and that all his aspirations and activities are spontaneously fulfilled all over the world. Om Tare Tu Re Mama Ayujana Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Mama Ayujana Punye Putin Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Mama Ayujana Punye Putin Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Mama Ayujana Punye Putin Kuru Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Mama Ayujana
Punye Pushtin Guru Soha Om Tare Tu Re Mama Yujan Punye Pushtin Guru Soha Om Tare Tu Re Mama Ayujan Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha Om Tare Tu re Mama Yujana Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha Om Tare Tu re Mama Yujana Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha Om Tare Tu re Mama Ayujan Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha Om Tare Tu re Mama Ayujan Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha Om Tare Tu re Mama Ayujan Punye Pushtin Kuru Soha Om Tare Tu re Mama Ayujan Punye Pushtin Kuru So long life to His Holiness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so now I'm going to share the teaching. Hello, can you hear in the Zoom or no?
Yes, we can hear.
We cannot hear them.
Can you hear
Hello?
us? Can you hear us?
Okay, no, I can hear. But it's echo again. Okay. Can you hear? I think so, right? They can hear it. We don't hear them. This okay?
Yes, we can hear, and there's no echo.
Okay. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Many different countries, people in the zone. Some is very early morning, some is evening, some is afternoon. So we are in here, London right now. It's 3 p.m. So I'm going to share today teaching is called 37 Practice Bodhisattva. Do you get the text? Everyone receive, right? Can you share please each other? And if you don't receive, so there's 37 verses, 37 Practice Bodhisattva. I'm going to do opening prayer first, then I'm going to share the teaching. Sanjo nyembo jeje bar sanje non loi job sen jeje don sanjo sambai so la de yin job zen che che da ren ngen je de ye sang jiu tong ne ji ba dan sang jiu sen be la ba la de dai ren yin ne ba de yin zhou la ben dong de sang jiu sen ne ji je de yin de ne la ba la ren ba yin de la ba re je sang jiu yin bo chi je ba sang je nam lai job zen chi dan sang jiu sen ba ye zo lan de yin job zen che ta ren hen je de ye je sang jiu tong ne ji ba sang jiu sen be la ba la de dai ren yin ne ba de yin zhou la ben dong de sang jiu sen ne ji je de yin de ne la ba la ren ba yin de la ba re je tang ge do je ya je re zhen zhong yin je me do de je bon jom ser je len bo da ver je be ge ya je jar be ya la ge san ze do jian 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 de lo na ro mar ba me lai chi je gan bo ba ba mo zhe ba yer wai zhi gong ga ju la ma nan lai zor wan de zhou men chi je yen je pop zhang ne de song san je gen je ngo wai ran sen chi ge ngo song dong ze za we la me ya la gu san ze. Okay, 37 practice Bodhisattva. So, can you share from there? No, I have something different one. I shared mostly already has. So, do you have a airdrop? Okay, 1, 2, 3 here. Also, please share each other if it's not received. Okay, done. Get? WhatsApp is good to share. Okay, so here today and tomorrow, 2 days, we have this teaching called the 37 practice of Bodhisattva. It's very important text. You know, who wanted to practice love and compassion for others and yourself, use this text practice, really benefit, actually change the life. This is the true protection we can get. So who practice this 37, then there, you know, the problem, suffering cannot affect it to them. So that means this is a really true protection. So our true protection is love and compassion. Love, compassion, we have to generate ourselves, you know, use this practice. Long as you use this practice, your suffering cannot destroy you. Your emotion cannot destroy you. Okay? Emotion cannot affect it to you. Actually, suffering, emotion, you can take it into the path. Use your suffering, you can use your emotion, you can take to the path. So that's very powerful, right? And our suffering actually really torture us, you know. Then suffering is come from emotion. So our own emotion is our true enemies. So long as you use this text, practice 37 Bodhisattva, your emotion cannot destroy you. Emotion is no longer your own enemy. Emotion is become causes of happiness. So use this practice, really helps. Causes of suffering is become causes of happiness. Do you want that? Yes? So yeah, I think that's why we are here, right? And you have to happy to hear this teaching. You know, we have good opportunity to, study and discussion about this text. All these Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, where does it come from? The source come from is practice of Bodhisattva, this text. So that's why right now in all these spiritual teachers, holy masters, always share this teaching. Some teachers, like last week, 2 weeks ago, I was in the Zurich. That time also, I shared this teaching. I told them, the 3 weeks ago, I think, I was in the Spain, Barcelona, so I shared this teaching. It's confused, I'm traveling so much. And so I shared this teaching. I told them, this is a true protection. When we starting teaching, everybody not that exciting, not that pay much attention. But then they really slowly become more engaging, more go into that teaching. And when we finish the teaching, that time I shared 3 days. So when we finish the teaching, everybody very happy because recognize the power of this teaching. That time I mentioned about this teaching. It's one of my guru teacher, his name is Khenpo Jimmy Pinso. He is a very high realizer teacher. And I received teaching from him and also from Garchen Rinpoche, many other teachers. I received this many times actually. And what Khenpo Jimmy Pinso told us, he received 100 times this teaching from other teachers. So actually one time you receive not enough. Okay? And when good is, we have to memorize this whole text. Many Westerner Sangha has memorized all these texts. And as long as you have memorized, then it's really good, when you need, it's easily apply your daily life. So then use this, practice it your daily life, your life is going to change. Your life is going to go very beautiful, meaningful. So also, the negative emotions, causes of suffering not going to affect it to you because you have these true protections. And this one has 37 verses, means 37 different verses. But right now, maybe you think, oh, this is not important for me. You can think that way. But, our life is not always simple, beautiful going, always up and down. You get different kind of situations. So then you recognize, this each verses is very powerful, very useful. And in your life, you can find something solution your problem from in this 37 practice. Long as you know this 37 practice, actually you know all the Buddha's teaching. So in this practice is actually not only the like we think about the religion something. This is the where of the life, is this experience. Practitioner meditators experience how to transform afflictive emotions, how to transform suffering. Use these techniques. It's very powerful practice. So that's why I'm going to share with you. And some sections we have to go very fast. Some sections we take little time. Okay, so long as we starting beginning, I have to finish it like whole thing. This is the generally when we share the teaching, we don't stay like no finishing like only share like some part of that teaching is that is incorrect. So that's why I have to share for everything for you within today and tomorrow. So that's why we have to go some sections fast, some section maybe we take little time, slow. Okay, so then you practice you use this teaching and you practice, you really recognize how powerful this benefit, because one day you get your own experience. That if you apply every single day this practice, you also then appreciate this teaching. This really helps change the life. And many practitioners use this technique practice. They are transformed. Their suffering never affected to them. They're always happy and joy. Bodhisattva means. Bodhisattva who practices this 37, Bodhisattva, of course, they also has problems, emotions, sufferings, but everything is taken to the path. The suffering not really affected to them. So my experience, so if I don't use this 37 practice, emotions are very powerful. Same as like winter wind, harsh weather, emotions so strong, easily destroy my happiness. Yeah, and really hurt, myself. And use this 37 practice. Emotion is not powerful. Same as like summer weather. Not that cold, right? Summer weather is not cold. The wind is not that powerful. It's even like this weather, but still you can go outside. This wind is not going to frozen you. So same, long as you use this 37 practice, your emotions not really emotions are not that powerful. Emotions are like very soft and not really hurt you. Emotion arise but not strong. So this is the practice benefit. Do you want it like that or no? Do you need that? Yeah. Do you have emotions? Yes, okay, that's good. So do you know what means emotions? Yes? Emotion is anger, yeah? Anger is called emotion. Attachment is called emotion. Ignorance is called emotion. Pride is called emotion. Jealousy. So that's called the 5 afflictive emotions. So this 5 afflictive emotion into your mind and heart, we don't have happy and joy, because emotion feeling is a negative. Yeah, and emotion is into our mind and heart, then we lost happy and peace. So then use this practice, you can get rid of emotions. You can transform emotions. Emotion we can take into the path. So that's why all the Bodhisattva spiritual teachers use this technique, and they transform their suffering and the emotions. So here has the 37 practice of Bodhisattvas. by Ngurche Tomi Zambo. Ngurche Tomi Zambo is one of a Tibetan master. He has all the education, study, Buddhist philosophy, study, and then he went to the meditate practice many years in the caves. So what I heard is his story is the Ngurche Tomi, the person who stay in the mountain, and all the wild animals gathering with him together, because due to his bodhicitta, compassion. And I think all the animals also receive that energy. So he stay in the mountains, in the cave, so all the wild animals gathering with him. And there are many stories in Tibetan masters who practice this, 37 practice Bodhisattva, they have the same stories. So he composed this text. So he said, homage to Lokeshwara. Lokeshwara is an embodiment of compassion. Buddha is called Chinrezig. So that's another Buddha's name, is Lokeshwara. Okay, so that Buddha is an embodiment of compassion. So the main point is, yesterday I shared here is a Tara teaching, and today here is you can hear Lokeshwara, is our Lokeshwara, and here has a text. So this Manjushri, our Lokeshwara. So this different forms, and the form is arising from the embodiment of all the compassion. Enlightening quality is arising. The form body is called Chenrezig, our Lokeshwara. And the Buddha's, this order, Yadam deity we call Buddha's form, is embodiment of wisdom, compassion. So that energy is arising the form body. And that's called the, Bodhisattvas or Buddha's form. So our teaching is a Bodhisattva, and talk about compassion. That's why I homage to the compassion. The main point is our Lokeshwara is form body, but essence of the compassion. So the Ngurche Tomi Zambo, he homage to compassion. And then he said, I pay constant homage through my three doors. So three doors, body, speech, mind. And through the body, through the speech, through the mind, homage to the form body of the compassion, Chinrezig. To my supreme teacher and the protector, Chinrezig. So he says, the protector, Chinrezig, the true protection is our compassion. So compassion is our true protection. We actually homage to our own compassion. Compassion is a protection, Chinrezig. Who while seeing all phenomena like coming and going, making single-minded effort for the good of living beings. So Chinrezig is here is the Yadam deity, Buddha. So he has realized emptiness. So that's why seeing all phenomena like coming and going means no birth, no death, free from birth and death, free from suffering. So that's called the phenomena like coming and going, no birth, no death. Free from birth, free from death, suffering. Make single-minded effort for the good of living beings. So then that's the homage to the Lokeshwara, compassion, Chinrezig. Then second, this one is like important, is perfect Buddha, source of all well-being and happiness arising from accomplishing the excellent teachings. So perfect Buddhas means actually, you're maybe very new here. You think Buddha means in this Buddha Shakyamuni. Many people think Buddha means only Buddha Shakyamuni. The Buddha actually is our mind is called Buddha. Okay, so our mind is when mind is deluded, then we are ordinary beings. Okay, your mind is deluded. Subject and object, your delusion. When we have delusions, then we are ordinary being. So when you recognize your own true nature, your mind, so then that means like we have become realized, we have become Buddha. So that Buddha is where it's come from, practice these 37 bodhisattvas. So when we practice this 37 bodhisattva, and we become achieve enlightenment. We have become Buddha. So we have become free from delusions. Do you understand, right? So right now we are deluded. Same is like nightmare, sleeping. So we have waking up. Enlightenment means we waking up. And where is the waking up is come from? Source of our well-being and happiness arise from accomplishing the excellent teachings. It means using this practice, study this teaching. And this depends on knowing the practice. First you have to know this teaching. Then you have to practice. Then we can realize we have become Buddha, so free from suffering. So that's why first we have to know this teaching. So I will explain the practice of Bodhisattva. He also say I'm going to explain Bodhisattva. Reason is we have to know this teaching. So now I'm going to explain for you this one by one. So first verses. First verses is having gained this rare shape of freedom and fortune, here think and meditate unwearingly, night and day, in order to free yourself and others from the ocean of cyclic existence. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. So the main point is having gained this rare shape of freedom means like and fortune. Here think means right now we have called the precious human body. We take birth to human beings. So we have to recognize, we are lucky, Very hard to get human beings' body. Because think about so many animals. Animal is comparing to human beings. Then human beings, very few. Animal is more odd number than human beings. So we are very lucky take birth to human beings. And we are free from animal realms. And then also animal realm is within so many. But these higher realizers, enlightened beings says, Buddha Shakyamuni, he says, animal realm is comparing to hungry ghost. Hungry ghost is a more odd number than animal realms. So then that means hungry ghost is more suffering than animals, more number beings in there. And then hungry ghost is comparing to hare beings. So hare beings more odd number than hungry ghost. So that means lower rank beings more suffering, more odd number. And you go up to human beings realm, less beings. Because a human being has a much better life comparing to, animals, hungry ghosts, harems. We are free from that state. So then who has clairvoyance, who recognize all these beings, they recognize we are very lucky, fortunate to get human beings' body. Do you understand? And then that's why we get this good freedom, and we are fortunate. So we have this good human beings' life. We cannot waste it. We have to use this human beings' life and a good way to benefit for others. And only thinking about my own benefit, that is not enough. Actually, animal also, they can take care themselves. They survive themselves. So long as we take the human being's birth, and here this Bodhisattva says, we have to need more courage to help for other beings, do something good things for others, not only thinking about my own benefit. So have to open heart and mind. The main point is, also I think it's coming more in the teaching. So where is the suffering come from? Suffering come from always thinking about my own benefit and due to self-grasping. Yeah. And where is the happiness come from? True happiness come from thinking about others. So that's why Buddha Shakyamuni, we have Tanka here, he's thinking about others. That's why he is enlightened. And we are thinking about our own benefit. Still we are in samsara. Thinking about our own benefit still kept going samsara again and again. And that's why, it's technique, very important. You think others, wanted to help others, naturally you are liberated, free from suffering. So we're thinking about our own benefit, naturally trapped samsara again and again. So due to our own selfish, self-grasping, due to our own afflictive emotions, we are trapped in samsara. Okay, so taking birth again and again. So then due to anger, harem's perception arise. Due to strong self-grasping and the desire, the hungry ghosts, karma create, perception create. Due to ignorance, animal, rams, perception is create. Due to attachment, human being is perception is create. So due to pride, God's realm is create. That's why all these rams we create because due to our own afflictive emotions. So these 6 rams actually talk about 6 different rams called cyclic existence. It's all is we projected. Our own afflictive emotion create that. So you are free from your own afflictive emotions. You don't have 6 rams. You are free from that state. So that's why 6 ram, sometimes people ask questions, is really exist or not? So actually up to ourselves. If I don't have anger, I don't have hair rams. If I don't have desire, no hungry ghosts, rams. If I don't have ignorance, animal rams no exist. Do you understand? So this other rams is emotion projected. So that's why long as we have emotions, we have these rams. If we take to these rams, no happy place. It's a suffering, We recognize animal is a suffering. And animal is comparing to hungry ghosts. Hungry ghosts is more suffering. So that's why, we wanted to free from suffering. And then we have to create love, compassion in our heart. Generate love and compassion for others. So long as you love, compassion arise in your heart, your mind, you have true protections. Suffering not going to affect it to you. Emotions cannot trap you, hold you in the samsara. You're liberating. So that's why we have to generate our own love, compassion, use this technique. And then here, right now what talking about, we get freedom, we have fortune, that means we have this, the important is we get this precious human body. Okay, precious human body, we have to cultivate every day. If long as you cultivate precious human body, you every single day you happy. You never get depression. This is a solution for the depressions. This is a solution for your sadness, unhappy. You cultivate the precious human body. So you have to recognize your opportunity, your ability. You have to appreciate yourself, what you have. Okay? No comparing someone has, worldly activity better than you. Then you get jealousy. You get jealousy, then you are unhappy, you sad. That causes of become depression. Yeah, so we know, right? That's we understand, yes? And then you cultivate yourself, your good opportunity, your ability, you recognize your good conditions, then you appreciate yourself. Appreciate yourself, you're happy, positive feeling. When this positive feeling come into your heart, you no longer suffering, you don't get sad. Do you understand, right? So that's why you have to think about when you wake up morning, okay, I have a good comfort bed, I have a home, I have this good place to stay, good country, so all many, whatever you have, all this good weather, good condition, just everything you appreciate yourself, what we have. Then you get appreciation, you're happy. And that's very important. Because also we see no mentally handicapped, physically handicapped. There's also, fortunate. So we have to appreciate ourselves. So also we have to appreciate we can breathe. Yeah, we can appreciate we gathering. And we have to appreciate we have food, we have drinks. So all this appreciation arising, you happy. And at the same time, who don't have that, generate compassion for others, who's suffering, you generate a compassion for others. Then you really recognize. If otherwise you comparing, someone who has better life, the worldly level, so we don't know who has a better life. Somehow you think it's more business is going good. You think that it's good, but it's maybe that person's more suffering mentally. But our measurement, your someone worldly level, something have good opportunity. You think they are good, I'm not good. So that is wrong way to your comparing. Okay, so you always think about your own qualities. And then also, who has good something, you rejoice them. Okay, rejoice, appreciation, and then that helps really open your heart. Okay, it's your channels when heart is not blocked. Otherwise, your emotions, self-grasping, block all your energies. Positive energies block, and then you don't have any abilities. Not flexible become. And that's why your appreciation, good thinking arising, everything's open. Then arise love and compassion for others who don't have. So then you really want to help for them, you really want to benefit for them. And so that's this first verses says. And also you have to appreciate today you can gathering with us here together, You have to appreciate it because all this good condition we have. And we also have to thanks to who organized these teachings, And so then also special days. Yesterday is called Chinkor teaching is Tibetan, we call the Buddha's first turning the Dharma. So he shared this teaching, or it's his own experience. So teachings, we have opportunity to receive this teaching. We have to appreciate ourselves. Okay, so appreciate ourselves and then meditate unwaveringly night and day. So we have to do practice in order to free yourself. We have to create freedom ourselves and others from the auction of cyclic existence. Also, we wanted to help others do something for others. And so we wanted to, auction of cyclic existence. Like samsara is the same as auction. So we have to cross the auction to liberate. That's the practice of Bodhisattva. So who has the courage, wanted to help others, I want to cross the auction of samsara. And that's called Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means heroes. The emotions cannot destroy them. And the suffering cannot destroy. They has more courage to benefit others. So that's called Bodhisattva. So then second verses. Attached to your loved ones, you are stirred up like water. Hitting your enemies, you're burning like fire. In the darkness of confusion, you forget what to adopt and discard. give up your homeland. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Okay, so this is depending our individual levels. Yeah, and here says, okay, so if you always be with your loved ones, and your attachment is become strong and strong. So loved ones create attachment. Enemies create anger. So you have very strong your attachment, anger within on your mind. Then same is like here says like you are burning like fire, and you are stirred up like water. And then in the darkness of confusion, so if ignorance is called confusion. It's like we don't know what is right, what is wrong. We want happiness, but we create causes of suffering. So every single being chasing happiness, but due to ignorance, create causes of suffering. Yeah, and then that due to that you forget what to adopt and discard. We don't know, what is right to do, what is wrong, give up. Because even we want happiness, but we create causes of suffering. So that's the reason, give up your homeland. Give up homeland means we have to give up very strong fixation attached to our loved ones. Okay, if you have very strong fixation attached to your loved ones, your love is not true love. Your love is attachment, love is not pure love. Do you understand? So attachment, fixation, love is like grasping. It's only own benefit. You're not thinking about what your loved ones need. That's why, we know like some husband, wife, due to fixations, they only want what they want. They don't recognize what really wife need, which is she need, what she really benefit. Only husband think about what I want. You have to do that. So that is affection and love, attachment love. Then wife also same thing. They control each other, create causes of suffering each other. So that is the attachment love. And then also like parents love kids, but sometimes the parents love kids is not kids what they really need, wanted to do something for them. Only parents want, kids, everything's follow what I want. Do you understand? Maybe my English is incorrect, but many people does. I go everywhere, I see that. Parents always, control the kids. Reason is they don't thinking about kids really what they need. They're thinking about their own benefit all the time. So that's why it's become create attachment and be with the loved one and become you lost. So still like the water. This strong attachment love is block your energies, positive quality, everything's blocked. And then only thinking about me. But always people say, I love you, but it's that not true love. True love is doesn't matter whatever others going on, you benefit. You wanted to do some good things for them, not thinking about your own. And then, enemies burning like fire. So of course, like you have someone, enemies with your, close to your place to stay together area. You always mind is not happy. Every single day you have to challenge with that person. If you have a problem with in the office, your enemies in your office, you're not happy to go in the office, right? And the enemy is the same place in your company, yeah. And like wherever you go, so like your enemies in this yoga center, you don't want to come. So like that, right? We know, and so that's why this right now what I'm sharing is called the basic instruction. Basic instruction means for beginners. Beginners have to give up. So if you go more deeper level, no give up. And this one has two sections. In this Bodhisattva followed by two sections. First is a beginner section. It's called Hinayana level. And then second is called Mahayana level. It's different levels. First is this one is called beginner level. If your mind is so strong, attached to your families, relatives, loved ones, so fixation due to your self-grasping, then just let it be, relax yourself, go far away from them a little bit, and better. And then if you have enemies, hatred ones with you, better avoid them. Don't be with them. Okay? So that's the called give up your homeland. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. A long time ago, one village, people stay together, they know each other, everyone. Then they have enemies, the enemies can be like many generations enemy. So you always like fighting for that whole your life. So that's why Bodhisattvas recognize if you stay in that place, you cannot practice. That's why you have to give up. Give up homeland means. If you don't have that, you don't have to give up your home. Home means like actually you have to give up your object of anger. You have to give up object of attachment. Not talking about home where you sleep in the bedrooms, okay? Don't need to give up your house. You need that. Do you understand? Okay. So make sure you not misunderstand. Then next one, okay? 3 is by avoiding bad objects. See, bad object we have to give up. If long as you give up bad objects, disturbing emotion gradually decrease. Then emotions naturally decrease. So that's the reason in this practice is, for the example, you can see the monks and the nuns also give up and stay in the more solitary place, monastery, because less this, attachment object, less anger object. So you don't generate anger and attachment every single day. And then you don't generate anger, attachment, become these emotions decreasing without distractions. So then you don't have distractions. Virtuous activity naturally increase. Your good qualities naturally arising. So love is arising, compassion is arising. Yeah. So that's why, also if you stay your home, maybe you, stuck with your home, something, like maybe not really happy with your family or doing something going on there, come to in the yoga center much better, You can give up moments, like every single day, let it be 1 hour, give up, 2 hour, give up. So you come here and maybe more relax with your friends together, practice yoga, enjoy. Right? So then your maybe your love kind is arising with, due to your good friends. So that's the kind we have to create every single day. And don't try to, stuck with a bad object. And object of anger, object of emotions. Avoid that is much better. If you can avoid 1 hour or 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, whole life, muchever you can. Virtues cultivate a natural increase. Then your quality, virtues means like your kind, compassion is natural increase. With clarity of mind, love, compassion arise, your mind is more clear. Conviction in the teachings arise, cultivate seclusion. So then like your mind is very clear, and same time conviction in the teaching arise. You recognize the teachings benefit, and the practice is very powerful, really benefit. You recognize, get something from your own experience. In that time, then more powerful than what you hear right now, words. Right now I'm sharing is words, but you do your practice, you get your own experience. Then that time, is the teaching, what practice is very powerful. You trust yourself, you believe yourself, you get your certainty yourself. Yeah, with cultivate this practice of Bodhisattva. That's the Bodhisattva practice. And then number 4, loved ones who have a long kept company. So this is we have to meditate impermanent. Impermanent meditation reduce your attachment. Reduce attachment, reduce suffering. You know, attachment is the causes of suffering. Do you want suffering? You can ask all this London, you know, like how many millions people stay here. You cannot find anyone, I think, I want suffering. No one you can find. Not only human beings, I think even animals, you know, no one you can find wanting suffering. Every single beings want happiness. So then where is the happiness come from? Happiness come from is give up attachment. Where is the suffering come from? Suffering come from attachment. So that's why how do we reduce our attachment, fixation? Meditate impermanent. Impermanent meditation, antidote attachment. So how to do here? Loved ones who have a long kept company were part. We recognize, you know, our loved one is go long time, always then, you know, even we go with our loved ones maybe 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, maybe 60, 70 years. That's the longest can keep together. They is go to separate. So think about like 1 million years ago to enter no. Right? Think about all these countries. So histories. Roman Empire or something like, and like this all the country, which one is more powerful one. So all is a kind of delusion and dreaming, right? No, right? This everything's become part of the, you know, falling. No one can keep become what they has before. So it's impermanent. They hold no possible we can keep our loved ones like, you know, permanently with us. So that's why this helps your minds opened. You know, otherwise our minds is so narrow, very tight. So this really helps everything is open. And then you recognize you have ability to breathe. Otherwise everything is blocked. So that's why, you know, we have to know this. This is the truth. It's a fact. We have to recognize. Company were part. World created with difficulty will be left behind. So everything is left behind when we die. Consciousness, the guest, will leave the guest house of the body. Let go of this life. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. The main point is Bodhisattvas are not really attached to in this life. They recognize this life is just temporary. And the same is like, you know, this life is a guest house. The guest is attached to guest house. No benefit. You have a guest house, even you stay like 1 week or 2 weeks, 1 day, you just enjoy that much better than attached to the guest house. Right? So we have this guest house, our own body. We just enjoy with our body what we have. If you strong fixation attached to your own body, then so you cannot keep that, and body is impermanent, it's change. So then when changing and you're not happy, so that's why I have to recognize the body is impermanent. Our body is the same as a guest house. Our consciousness is the same as a guest. So one day we leave this guest house. It's just let go. It's better, you know. Do you understand, right? So otherwise we knows like some has good body or beauty, and then they're losing that. So much suffering. So some people has good, you know, beauty. That is the causes of suffering. Better don't get too beautiful, right? Beautiful is the causes of suffering. Many people really suffering. Try to keep that every single day. Then, you know, harder to lose that quality. That's also due to attachment. And anyway, going to lost. No one can you know, how to say, they hold that or keep that maintaining, because everything's impermanent. Everything change. So that's why the bodhisattvas recognize the no longer attached to this life. They're only thinking about a future life, liberate, and also benefit for others. That's the practice of bodhisattvas. So when you have a strong something attached to object, you have to think these verses, cultivate, really helpful. You lose like your friend, loved ones. You cultivate these verses, you no longer stuck suffering because your minds become more open. So that's why this have to bring to your daily life to use. When whatever you lose something, you cultivate these verses. Really helps. Release your fixation, attach. Release the suffering. Then verses 5. So when you keep their company, your three poison increase. It's like if you keep some, bad friend, then our emotions increase. Your activity of hearing, thinking, and the meditation decline. So all these good qualities, spiritual qualities decline, and they make you lose your love and the compassion. So love is decreasing, compassion is decreasing due to negative companies. And then that's the reason we have to give up bad friends. So bad friends really influence. Sometimes like I recognize someone who has a really good spiritual, energy, spirits is rising, but then due to bad friends, a couple of years after the person everything is gone, all the spiritual energy qualities are gone. So become then due to we call ignorance. The spiritual quality energy never benefit for them, like kind of that they don't receive, then actually already block everything become. So not possible to receive spiritual qualities. Then they think no benefit. So then sometimes they think, why I do this? No good, they don't like become. Because the reason is like all your spiritual energy is blocked. And your negative energies, everything is very strong open due to negative friends. So that's why we have to give up negative friends. So then go to number 6. So when you rely on them, your force come to an end, and your good quality grow like the waxing moon. Cherish spiritual teachers even more than your own body. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. So we have to rely on spiritual teachers. We have to rely on good friend, spiritual friend. And you go with them, your quality is increasing. Your spiritual quality is increasing. Spiritual quality is not religion. Your body, your mind, you have this spiritual quality with yourself. Sometimes your negative energy is strong. That's why spiritual energy, positive energies, you don't feel strong. So you go with more spiritual teachers, spiritual friends, your positive energy is increasing. And then you feel the energy is more strong. Then easy to arise love, compassion for others. So recognize, then some who create causes of suffering others, and recognize who doing negative things. You recognize you don't want to associate it with that person. So you get more wisdom. That's why we need, rely on more spiritual friends. Spiritual friends, you don't need to think about like monk and nun. So who has more compassion, who has more love for others, who doing something good things for others. So that person is called, you can rely on with that person, go with them, then your quality is increasing. Cherish spiritual teachers even more than your own body. This is the practice of bodhisattvas, because this body is going to be lost when we die. Your spiritual qualities never die. So who help you spiritual quality growing with you because of spiritual friends, spiritual teachers. That's why spiritual teacher, spiritual friend is much better than our own body, because our own body is very temporary. If you're thinking about more longer goal, long way, if you look too close, very close, a narrow mind, then this body is important thing. Of course, a spiritual friend, spiritual teacher, but you're thinking about many lifetimes, and you look more far away, then spiritual teacher, friend is more important than our body. So that's we recognize one day. One day you recognize. And you practice more, you have a very strong connect with the spiritual teachers. Spiritual teachers really recognize precious when we practice these teachings. And then you recognize who has this quality, you arise devotion to that person. You feel that person's energy. And if we don't open our own mind and heart, we don't have this quality, we don't practice, we don't receive energy from these spiritual teachers' qualities. And we don't appreciate. Do you understand or no? Okay, so I have many gurus, teachers, and they're very strong devotion to their own guru, the more than their own body. They can give up their own body for something, for reasons for their teachers, because their teachers recognize their, how important they're. That means they have the spiritual quality. That's why they care about their own gurus, teachers. We don't have their qualities. That's why we don't have that kind of activity or energy. Okay. So then we go to the next one. Next one is number 7. So bound himself in the year of cyclic existence, what worldly God can give you protection? We have to take refuge. Take refuge to enlightened beings who are free from suffering. So cannot take refuge like who don't have true immeasurable compassion, who don't have immeasurable wisdom. We cannot take refuge to them because the reason is they are still in stuck samsara. Who don't have true compassion, we cannot take refuge to the beings. The beings still samsara, suffering. So that's why here says, himself in the year of cyclic existence, what worldly God can give you protection? They are samsara, they cannot give us protection. And therefore, when you take refuge in the 3 jivas. 3 jivas is Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Okay, Buddha is who has compassion. Compassion is called immeasurable compassion, economic compassion. So then wisdom, realization, emptiness. So Buddha has omniscient wisdom. Buddha is free from all the obstacles. So we have to rely on that kind of a teacher. So that's why take refuge to Buddha, we call take refuge to Buddha. And then you take refuge to Buddha, actually really helps discovering our own Buddha. Our own Buddha is when we starting teaching, I mentioned about our own mind is Buddha. But no, our mind is deluded. Mind is like follow the conceptual thoughts all the time. So that's why we don't recognize our own true nature. And we don't recognize our own true nature, mind, until that we rely on who has that realization. Who has that realization? Buddha has. So that's why we take refuge to Buddha. Then take refuge to Dharma. The Dharma is these teachings. These teachings really protecting us. And take refuge to true Dharma is compassion, wisdom. Take refuge to our own compassion. Take refuge to our own, wisdom. And the Sangha is a community, like who grew up together, practice together, support each other. But true Sangha is our body, long as you recognize your mind is a Buddha, you have spiritual qualities, then your body is called Sangha. So all these three jivas come from within yourself. These three jivas is outer level three jivas, inner level three jivas. So we have two different levels. Outer level is Buddha, Shakyamuni, is the same as a doctor. Okay, his teaching is the same as medicine. And Sangha is the same as a nurse. We are same as a patient. So we are same as a patient, we get sick and a disease, we rely on the doctor. Okay, we have a disease, our own afflictive emotions. So we have afflictive emotions, our own disease, sickness. We have to get rid of our own afflictive emotion, our own disease. And we have to rely on Buddha. So Buddha is the same as a doctor. That's why patients take refuge to the doctor. We have to take refuge to Buddha. Doctor provide medicine. Okay, so medicine is antidote to the disease. Same as Buddha shared the teaching. The teaching is the same as medicine. Dharma teaching is antidote to our own afflictive emotions. So that's the essence of like main point. Because Buddha is a scientist, he found solution for our emotions. He found, everyone can liberate, long as you use the Dharma practice. Dharma is antidote to our own afflictive emotion. So Dharma is the same as medicine. Okay, and then Sangha is the same as nurse, means like patients that don't hard to take care of themselves. When they get really sick, they cannot take care of themselves. Nurse is a support for taking care of them. Same, Sangha means like helping each other. If you don't know how to practice yourself, you gathering with a group together and you follow them, then become, you also knows what you have to do. The Sangha support you, helping you, spiritual quality. So that's the called Buddha Dharma Sangha. Then this that is outer level Buddha Dharma Sangha. The inner level Buddha Dharma Sangha is your mind is Buddha, your spiritual quality is Dharma, your own body is Sangha. So that you have to discover that yourself. And so that's this verses of 7. So then we go to verses 8. The Sabdur said, or unbearable suffering of bad rebirth is the fruit of wrongdoing. Therefore, even at the courses of your life, you will never do wrong. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. The Sabdur said means like Buddha says, all the suffering is come from due to our negative actions through our body, speech, and mind. So the negative action is arising from our own mind. Your intention is not great, then whatever you do, body, speech, is create negative karma. So that is the causes of suffering. Therefore, even at the course of your life, never do wrong means like, if we lost our life, this Buddha said, don't do wrong thing, because lose life is only one life we can lost. And if we create a negative karma, we can lose many lifetimes suffering. So that's the who has wisdom, clairvoyance, recognize. And some people create so much negative karma in this life, they're going to lose many lifetimes suffering in the lower realms. And some people like suffering in this life, but not really create that, generate negative karma for others. Even they're suffering in this life, they're not doing better things for others, but they're just finishing negative karma, going to higher realms. Do you understand? So who practice Bodhisattva, we get suffering, it is same as like surgery. The Bodhisattvas, if get suffering in this life, that means like many eons negative karma is destroying. Do you understand, right? Because like you get sick, something like your body has you know, some, what is it called, the something have to get rid of, otherwise you know we're going to die. So then doctors say you have to surgery. We're happy to do that, right? And happy to take out. So if you go through some, you know, difficulties, so we have patience to do that. Same Bodhisattva has patience, because some they get suffering in this life. They recognize the many eons negative karma is taking off, delete, you know, release, and then they can liberate. So that's kind of like Bodhisattva has courage to, you know, even suffering arise, they use that suffering energy taken to the path. So that's why, you know, this Bodhisattvas, like, they don't do something, create harming for others, so own benefit. If we do something own benefit, harming for others, actually really harming ourselves. Do you understand, right? Because we harm for other someone, and we get more suffering than that. If you help something others, you get more happiness than that. So that's the cause and the effect. So then we go to the 9. This impermanent 9 also, like the dew on a tip of a blade of grass. Pleasure of the 3 words lasts only a while and then vanish, aspiring to the never-changing supreme state of liberation. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. If we get some benefit in this life, like you have a happy life, joy life, don't stuck that, attach to that. No, don't satisfy that. Okay, because that is it's a temporary happiness. And many people has that problem. So I'm okay. My life is beautiful. I'm great. I don't need to do anything spiritual. So that is ignorance, called ignorance. We have some, you know, enjoyment, happiness in this life. Then they don't generate love, compassion for others, and no any spiritual practice, you know. So this is actually temporary pleasure is obstacle to practice dharma. Obstacle. So that's why you think about which country has more developed, more resource, more good, you know, like this worldly conditions. Less practitioners, less people do meditate. Who has a more difficult area, the more practitioner, more number of people do things, good things. Do you understand that? Yeah. So that means like people attach to temporary happiness. And here says don't stuck with the temporary happiness. It's very short term. You know, we needed to think about more future life. And the temporary happiness is like only short moment. We need true happiness, permanent happiness. So aspiring to the never-changing supreme state of liberation. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. And just main point is like give up temporary happiness and do some more important for, you know, good things for others and ourselves. That's the Bodhisattva can do. All suffering comes from the wish for no starting. Here in this number 11 starting is called Bodhisattva. The change is the big different sections. The first, or this under number 1 to 10, this is the for basic level. So this is like only just protecting ourselves, how to like protecting ourselves. And then starting from 11 to or 37 up to 37 is like not only my protecting ourselves, like doing something really benefit for others. So it's big change sections. So example, like number 1 to 10 is you walking on your footstep. you used to like going. In starting from here, you use maybe drive the car or taking the train, like that difference, change. All suffering come from the wish for your own happiness. Perfect Buddhas are born from the through the help others. Therefore, exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. See, big change. Here is like not thinking about ourselves, like only thinking about others. So reason is to see, all the suffering is come from our own happiness, and all these Buddhas come from through help others. Means happiness is come from helping for benefit for others. Why these lower rank beings are suffering? Because they're only thinking about others. That's karma is happening. Why human being has a more better life than animals? Because we do something good already previous lifetimes. So that's why we are in right now is human beings' life, and we have to maintain it, and we have to go more better life, and liberate. So Buddha Shakyamuni, we are same. The Buddha also said like we are same. Same ordinary being. Buddha only have others, and thinking about others enlightened. We thinking about our own benefit. We are still kept going in samsara. So that's why the thinking about other and do something good things for other is very powerful. If you give like through your pure intention, good intention, one day food for the homeless, example like who hunger and thirsty. If you have good intention, you give one food for homeless someone. Power of that, we are free from hungry ghost, Ram, to take birth. So many hungry ghosts, negative karma is purified. So that's why if something, through your good intention, you don't have any think about like your own agenda, your own benefit. Doing something for others, that liberating. So it's thinking about our own benefit is block positive energy. Yeah, and you do something benefit others, then your energy is arising. This negative energy cannot control you there. So your energy is moving and liberating. That's why all this happiness come from help others. Therefore, exchange your own happiness at the suffering of others. This is the perfect Bodhisattva. Bodhisattvas can do this, but our case hard to do exchange. But also, you can meditate. When you sit down and you mentally, meditate, you're sharing your happiness for others. When you drink the, cup of tea, coffee, or eat the food, mentally, like sharing who don't have this, wishing who don't have, the opportunity, wishing them have. So that's your sharing, exchanging. Through first we have to create, exercise our mind.
Kempo?
Then
Apology
verses
Kempo, Kempo, I'm
12.
sorry to interrupt, but you skipped
So-
number 10.
Verses 12 is, even if someone out of strong desire steals all your wealth or has it stolen, dedicate to him or her your body, possessions, and your virtue, past, present, and future. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. It's not easy, okay? It's very hard. Yeah. If too easy, then, we don't need to share the teaching. We don't have to practice, right? So that's why it's you think, not possible. So that's the very important. Here, see, even someone out of strong desire stirs. So this in this, our life, always this situation come to us. Something going on in your life all the time. So every single situation has your solution, something here. If someone stolen your car, someone stolen your wallet, someone stolen your key, or someone stolen your boyfriend, girlfriend, so then what are you going to do? Your house, right? It's someone stolen your money. Think about. So we extremely sad. suffering. And some people then just they lost whole life, goes a really miserable way, take suffering path. So if you use this technique, whatever you lose, they're not going to hurt you. Your suffering is also reduced, or you can use that suffering is create your happiness. The use that suffering, you purify your negative karma. It's many method here has. So how do we use, even if someone out of strong desire still or your word, or has it stolen, dedicate to him means like, okay, so you lose something and you recognize 100% you can't get back, okay? And you dedicate that person, okay, what I lost, really wishing them benefit. When something you lost, you think, okay, I lost this, it's okay, still I can survive. If I have that, I don't have that, my life is still the same. When I have that, my life is not beautiful. If I lost that, why I'm not going to suffering? So you just open your mind, become what you lost. It's not really hurt you. And then you think about a more spiritual way, your open heart. So whatever we lost, that is like something my dead karma, previous life. I have to pay back to that person. And I have to pay back many things. So this is representative. And paying back for my all dead karma. And you let go and wishing that person have a benefit, and you do dedicate, then your loss is you really not lost. Your loss is a payback. So you pay back maybe $100 is the same as become payback $1 million. Because your intention, power of intention can change that quality, power, energy, you know what I mean? Do you understand? If you have to pay back to like someone has $100 debt, if someone stolen your $100 from you, okay, so you dedicate, this is my all pay back for my debt karma. And you really dedicate for wishing that person has happiness. So the Bodhisattva says many eons dead karma is paying back, So that means like we're not really lost. Or you can also think about this is my generosity, So become you no lost is your generosity. And that person who's stealing from you, they really have you put in the investment, your money or whatever you lost. If you kept that, it's become causes of suffering, because causes of attachment object. Someone have you take that away from you, and then put in the investment. If you can't do that, you're through your intention. Do you understand? So that's the you can have ability to do and use this practice. Dedicate to him or her your body. So then also you dedicate like everything, whatever I own, my body, or my house, everything I dedicate for that person's benefit. So that's become, or it's like whatever we own is causes of happiness, not causes of suffering. So it's only method, mentally changing, mentally. That's Bodhisattvas do. Therefore, exchange your own, possession, your virtue, past, present, and future, the practice of Bodhisattvas. Then we go to the 13, verses 13. Even if someone try to cut over your head, when you haven't done the slightest things wrong, out of compassion, take all his here misdeeds upon yourself. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Can you do this? If you accept this, then that's also your courage. You have courage. Okay, many people say, no, I cannot accept this. But long as you, oh yeah, that's very powerful, special something, but I can't do, I'm really trust this. One day I can do. So that's also a good thing, you know. If even someone try to cut over your head, so some enemies try to cut your head when you haven't done the slight things wrong. And this is like say cut over your head, right? But think about it. Every single day, every week, every month, someone criticizes you, even you don't do any slight things wrong. You get something, you know, negative words, or there's someone going to harm you some different ways. Not physically always, right? It's through the speech, through the, you know, many different ways, indirectly harm to you. And you think about these verses. Someone harming to you, even you don't do anything wrong, think about these verses. The enemy, whatever harm to you, is become not really hurt to you. You use this, someone hurt you, that you use that and generate your love and compassion. Because you recognize that person is due to ignorance, right? Emotion. And even do anything wrong, but due to he or her emotion controlled, and you know, harming to me like this, and you generate a love, compassion for that person, become, you know, someone hurt you is not really hurt you. They generate you love and compassion. They give you source of compassion. They give you source of love. Do you understand? So that's why bodhisattvas, enemy is treasure for them, treasure. So who really going to liberate us? If you wanted to liberate from samsara, who going to liberate you? Your father not going to liberate you. Your mother not going to liberate you. Your sisters not going to liberate you. Your kids not going to liberate you. Who going to liberate us? Our enemy is going to liberate us. So, enemies, when harm to us, we have to generate love and compassion. So they really, you know, give us source of compassion, and practice patience. So that's why the enemy is liberating us. Long as it arises compassion in our heart, enemy liberate us. You know, your practice patience, the enemy liberate us. So if you lose your patience, you lose your compassion, of course, then you get angry. It's called both are lost. Enemy is lost, we are lost. Both is lost. And both create causes of suffering. So enemy hurt us. We use that energy, create love, compassion, enemy liberating us. So that's why enemy is the same as a treasure, same as a Buddha. So who wanted to liberate, the enemy is become treasure. Do you understand, right? So that's you think this one, and someone can be mistakenly hurt to you, or someone intentionally harm to you. So different ways harm to you. You think these verses, they're not really going to hurt you, not destroy your happiness. If you use this technique practice, someone harming you is like kind of, you know, just how to say, the not powerful, you know, very soft. I just mentioned about before, you know, like same is like in the summer wind, not hurt your body, right? Not going to frozen you. So you you use you use that energy. You create your generate love and compassion. Your use that energy is exercise your practice. Become same as the wind is like when we get too hot. Wind comes so beautiful, right? Get like feel joyful. Same, like someone hurt you, you create generate love, compassion. You feel more happy, feel more joyful, and so someone going to hurt you different ways, and you use these techniques in many here different kind of techniques. You use these techniques. That all energies become your exercise, your support, your practice support. We need that actually. Very hard to find. So enemies throw us the good object. Treasures throw us. We have to take that. Use. You have to use that. So that's the Bodhisattva can do. But we have to think about these verses. When you get suffering, difficulty is really powerful. Main point is. Then go to verses 14. Even if someone broadcasts all kinds of unpleasant remarks about you through the 3,000 words, in return with a loving mind, speak of his or her good quality. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Someone tell us bad things, like put in the social media, or like broadcast in the public gathering, say something, and then usually our reaction is like so anger, upset, and so hurt your heart. And then whatever we have good conditions, we don't fear, because due to this negativity or this very harsh words speak, disturbing our mind. But long as you use the love and the compassion, use this thing about this one, that bad words not really hurt you. So that's the 1,000 words. You return with a loving mind, so you can speak loving mind, appreciate that person. Thanks to the enemies. Speak of his or her good qualities. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas do. And then verses 15. So now almost finish time, right? How long we have time? Oh, it's go to 5:30? Okay, so usually Dzom Sangha will go 5, I think 3 to 5. And you are okay? Go to 5:30? What is the Q&A? Oh yeah. Okay, so we go to then finish here after couple 2, 3, maybe another verses, and we finish, and then we talk to discussion. Okay, so in this section, you have questions, I know. Right now you cannot practice everything here, whatever here says. If you can, then you are Bodhisattva already. So we have to post station to you then. Yeah, and we have to cultivate, think about, cultivate. Then you have more ability, your mind is more ability, flexible when you have these problems. Verses 15. Oh, we finish 15. So now go to verses 16. Even if a person for whom you have a care for like your own charge, regards you as an enemy. Many people has these issues. So someone take care really the same as others, like same as a charge, but then the return is like here or especially like a mother does her child who is sticking with the sickness. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. So someone really take care of someone, same as like own child. So then regards your own enemy, so they're seeing you same as enemy. And then you have to more generate love, compassion, because the person is due to afflictive emotions. We have to recognize that other is really controlled by ignorance, afflictive emotions. So create more compassion. And then next one, if an equal or inferior person displeases your out of pride, placing him or her as your word, your spiritual teacher, with respect on the crown of your head. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. So if an equal or inferior means like someone is same as us, you know, the worldly level, same as us. Some is more lower than us means like the more lower education or lower like many ways, you know, the worldly level, also spiritual qualities, more lower than us. So inferior person, disparage due to their pride, you out of pride place him or her as your word, your spiritual teacher. So they push us down, you know, and they think they are important. We are nothing, you know, like there's things. So they're great. We don't have anything. There kind of many people has pride. So due to their pride or ego, like you know, ego, yeah, pride, happening that for us, then we have to use this one, like a mother or does her child. Sorry, next one, 17. So where here as you word your spiritual teacher, so we have to respect boy to them, same as a spiritual teacher, because they really reduce our ego. And you know there is they push us down is we respect for them and appreciate them is become the same as their spiritual teacher. So spiritual teacher with respect on your crown of your head. This is the practice of bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas never you know someone has pride pushing down, then they never competition, you know, like try to push down others. Just more respect for them and use that energy, create love, compassion. So that's the verses 17 we finish. I think we can leave here today, and now we can go to how to say question and answer short way to say Chiu. Okay.
Hola, can you hear me?
So now we can do discussion.
You cannot hear us. Can you hear us, Kempo?
He can't hear us, I think, probably because he's on a mic system there.
Also, question come from Zom Sangha too, but I think they cannot hear.
You can't hear us.
We cannot hear from them anyway.
Okay.
Anyone has a question? Yes. Yeah.
So, I'm interested in some of the contradictions between the first 10 verses and then the one which come after that. Like, so, we have give up bad friends, cultivate illusion,
Yes.
these teachings to start with, and then the ones that you were just teaching, which is you envy the treasures,
Yes.
cultivate your enemies,
Yes.
teachers. Do you see that as a progression, or is it possible to practice both of those at the same time?
Yeah, it's
Between a bad friend
okay. Great. Yeah.
can you hold these two thoughts in
Yes.
the same time, or is it about where you are in your own
Yes.
path, which leads your
Yeah. That's you know when we come to number 11 and changed. So the number 1 to 11 is basic level. Who cannot do enemy is the same as guru and treasure. They avoid. And that means like we don't have the ability to, you know, practice. Enemy cannot taking to the path. So we cannot recognize enemy's treasure. And then when enemies be with us and we get hurt, suffering, not happy, so then we have to avoid. So that's the number 1 to number 11 is called basic level practice. Okay, so then number 11 to all the way now is finished under 37 is called Bodhisattva's practice, means like high level practitioners. So that's why there has different levels, different capacities. Also Buddha mentioned about a beginner doing action same as Bodhisattva. Means like beginner cannot do same as Bodhisattvas does. So we have to follow by our own ability. So same as like kindergarten cannot put into the university, right? Kindergarten kids take to the university, too much for them, right? Similar. So this teaching like love, compassion, using this, all the suffering is transforming. Negative energies can transform, change to positive. If we don't have the ability, first we have to starting from basic level. So the main point is like our emotion, avoid causes of emotion or use that emotion taking to the path. So there are 2 different levels. Thank you.
It's a personal feeling as to which level you're at.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Another contradiction that I saw was the mind where the law of impermanence is everything is changing, but then there is references to the state of liberation being never changing.
It's very good. Okay, so your question is also good too. Yes. So everything is impermanent. That is correct. Then we say, liberation, absolute true happiness, permanent happiness, right? So the happiness is not opposite of the, the impermanent and the permanent happiness. It's has a lots. We have to explain lots about for that. And the reason is Buddha teaching is talk about emptiness. He said nothing is truly inherently permanent. Everything is emptiness. So this liberation, true happiness is when you reach to that level, that not something permanent exists there, but you never lose that, coming back to samsara again. Long as you liberate, you never have to come back again, samsara. You are free from that loop, And that permanent happiness means like something physically not exist there. Inherently, it is emptiness, but you're not coming back to samsara again. So use words we have to say this permanent happiness. It's good. You all pay attention. Thank you. Yeah. More question? Yes.
One of the verses talks about the pleasures of the 3 worlds, and I was confused what the 3 worlds are.
Oh, pleasures, 3 words. 3 words are called desire realm and form realms, formless realms. It's we call the 3 realms. It's right now we are in the desire realm. So human beings, animals, all this is a desire realm. Because we have a desire, right? It's called desire realm. And then another realm is called form realms. Form realms means some realms has a like beautiful body and much better quality our body, much better the our body quality. So there has a more better qualities like opportunity, better life. So it's called form realms. And then it's another is called formless realm. It's no any physical form, kind of mental conscious. So level and formless realm means they're free from desire. They're not attached to the form bodies. Then they get another realm level is called formless realms. But these three realms is still samsara. And so we have to go beyond in that. It's called liberation means. Thank you. So that's it's long details. Another Buddha's text is called Abhidhamma. This each different realms, you know, the ability, where they come from, what the quality, how long they stay alive there, and so that's kind of so many informations. Okay, what do you say? What is aliens? Could be. Yes. Ah.
Do you consider liberation or nirvana a realm of its own? Are we trying to leave samsara to go to a different realm? Is that how we should think about it?
Thank you. Good question. So, that's also dependent. What happened? Oh. Okay. So the dependent teaching levels is basic teaching. Samsara, nirvana is separate. So this is called samsara. Liberation means like we go into nirvana states, some another realms. That's the basic level, okay? And this Bodhisattva right now go into like up to number 11, right? Then that is become change, like more higher level understand. It's called Mahayana Adya. It's nirvana is within our mind, heart. So samsara is nirvana, nirvana is a samsara. Depending how you use. Like when you have anger, we have hair realms. When you have strong desire, then that moment we are hungry ghost. Ignorance, we don't know what is right, what is wrong, create causes of suffering, is called animal realm. Attachment and then human beings. So these all six realms within our energy going on, right? Do you understand? Like through our energy going on. So also nirvana, when you have love, compassion arising in your heart, it's nirvana, is within your energy. And then go into non-dualistic, that means like you this nirvana, samsara, both are inseparable, no exist both are in that case. So all it's everything is within ourselves. That's your question or? Kind of or? Yeah. So the basic level is teaching. Say we have samsara, we have nirvana. Okay? Don't create causes of suffering, negative karma. We are going to stuck samsara. So you go to liberate. Nirvana is happy place. So we always think about external object, outer level. Okay? Okay, I'm here London. This is a samsara. Okay, I'm going to another like Scotland or somewhere. It's nirvana. So that kind we have it separate. Do you understand? So that's the outer level thinking. And inner level thinking is samsara nirvana is within in here, in this room. Okay? So we are happy and joy here. No one is angry, no one has upset here. So everybody happy, joy, loving each other. We are nirvana here, in this room. Okay? And then you go into meditate, you are, free from these both delusions. Then you are in your non-door state. It's called beyond the samsara, beyond the nirvana. It's both. You go beyond the both, or you become samsara nirvana is inseparable, not separate. So that's the different levels teaching practice. Thank you. Then yes, Paula, yeah. What is this? Okay, no questions. Can you say again? Yes. Okay, can you hear right?
Should you give up loving them, or should you give up the attachment?
Okay. I think you give up attachment love, maybe then arise economic love. I mean this pure love is arising then. So we have to give up attachment love. Attachment love is create causes of suffering. So create causes of suffering your family, right? That's why we have to give up attachment love, create pure love. So I saw the people married in the churches. So when they read, it says, whatever going on, right? I take care of you. Like what is called? Say, marriage vows. What they say? They don't. If long as they kept the promise, that is a pure love. They're saying, But they don't do that, right? People don't do. Yeah, until I die, right? Doesn't matter we are poor or we are rich, right? Rich or poor. Yeah. So that's we need that love, not love for the rich, not give up love for poor, right? But that's our love is a dependent love. We have to give up dependent love. We have to. I think pure love is not dependent love. Dependent love is think about like parents has example 3 kids. Yeah, parents' love is not same because one kid maybe not good behavior, then they don't love that much. So another kid has good behave and good study, good conduct and like their good education, and more that the kids are really happy for parents. Parents really love their kids, but not other one. That means dependent love. So we have to give up that kind of love, I think. And then you have true love. True love is not dependent love, right? And husband also wife, we know so like first husband make more money, then wife, you know, husband not really love that much wife, wife really love husband. Husband make more money and the more husband is more dependent more wife. Then husband really love wife, but wife then not really that much husband. My husband don't make money and he's not good or something, you know. So that's called dependent love, right? So we have to give up that kind of love. That love is a causes of suffering.
It's like the same with the spiritual path, like when we take refuge or we take like monk vows, then we say, okay, even if it costs me my life, I will keep this vow till I die.
Say again.
It's like marriage vows, like monk vows, similar. Like even if it costs me my life, even if somebody will kill me, I will not like renounce this vow till I die.
Okay, yeah.
Same, not dependent.
Yeah, this Bodhisattva is not only one life. Until reach enlightenment, until end of samsara. I'm going to do, you know, the action is more longer, kept more longer. So we have 1 day promise vows. We have a until die and until enlightenment, until end of samsara. So different levels, the promise. So Bodhisattva's promise is until enlightenment or until end of samsara. And the basic, beginner, like basic level practice promise is until tomorrow or until die. Yes?
I know you can take like the Bodhisattva vow. I remember talking with somebody once and they did not want to take the Bodhisattva vow because they were too frightened that they would break it. So the fear of breaking it stopped them from doing anything. Because sometimes on the spiritual path we like to be perfect. I'm going to do this, I'm going to be the best meditator, I'm going to be the best this, I'm really going to go for it. And then we fail somewhere along the line. And then we can't deal with that. We find it difficult to deal with. So we find sometimes if the ideal is so high,
Yes.
like the Bodhisattva's up there, and then here, I'll never do it. So I won't even bother.
Yes.
Try something else. It can be difficult.
Yes. Yeah, so the Bodhisattva, yeah, is a vow is the same as a goal. So the same as a gold chain. Yeah, I don't have a gold chain, but it's example like this. Yeah, gold chain. So it's break, you can fix again. So better you get, right? If you don't have a gold chain, or if someone say I'll give you gold chain, or you say no, you can break, yeah, but you can fix again, right? Yeah, it's better have, right? Same. So Bodhisattva vow, we can lose every single day, but we can take again every single day. Because intention. And you can repair them again. Bodhisattva vow has always you can maintaining again, restoring again. And same is like goal, you can repairing again,
So it's like kind of try and try again.
Yeah,
Fall down, we get up, we try again.
yeah. So otherwise the negative emotion control take over. So we don't let take negative emotions. Same is like everything, like just all these worldly levels, like it's moving energies, countries, everything. So it's which one is more powerful energy moving. Same like body, like we have these two energies going on. Don't let the negative energy take over. Otherwise, we're miserable, suffering, even a little bit challenging. Sometimes we have to put effort. Yeah. Yes.
Explain again sort of verse 6, cherish spiritual teachers, even more
Yes. Yes, it's you know that's a you you really practice love and compassion, and you really care about who has true love compassion practitioners, and you recognize they are treasure, and so you wanted to really take care of them, and you recognize they really benefit. So I can, no example right now I know some spiritual teachers who has a spiritual quality. They can benefit so many other beings. You know, if I can make longer their long life, more benefit others, I can die. You know, like my life can be shorter. You know, I can give it to them. Do you understand? So like that. Sometimes you know I think example like some spiritual teachers one day benefit. If us I cannot benefit 1 month, right? And some teachers like can benefit one day, I cannot benefit whole my life. So then of course like I can give my 1 month for them to I go die first. It's more powerful. So that's kind of you know you have recognize I mean, and others benefit quality and care about more than my you know body means. Okay, so we finish here then. No questions. Today Zom Sangha sorry about we cannot take questions here due to what is we call the it's here we using this make form or you cannot hear. So what time is it now? Oh, 5:30. Okay, I can leave a little bit my order here, so I can, if wanted Zom Sangha, I can take few questions from them. I can change to setting here. Can you hear? I think now we can hear right in the zone. Zom
We can
Sangha.
hear you.
No, we can hear. No, thank you. Okay, any question you have inside the Zom Sangha?
Yes, Kempola, just one comment. We think that you skipped verse number 10. You didn't read it and you didn't comment on it.
Are you sure?
Yes, you did.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and we think it's an important one.
You think very important one?
Well, it's my humble opinion.
Okay, so like the drew on trap of blood of grass, pleasure of the three words, or this no. When your mother who have loved your son's time without beginning are suffering. What is Atsian? That's our skeptics. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So the number 10, we go back to number 10. When your mothers who have loved your son's time without beginning are suffering. So see, it's a change from number 10. Like we talked like in number 11 change, right? But because I skipped this one. And number 1 to number 10 answer is basic level. No, it's starting 10 is Bodhisattva action means like more courage where to, you know, practitioner, Bodhisattvas practice starting from here. So the beginning are suffering. What is your own happiness? Therefore, to free limitless living beings, developed 14 state intention. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. So we have to recognize all these beings used to our mother and the loved ones. And then our mother is suffering, then what benefit? Our own happiness. So that's why, these bodhisattvas wanted to help others, liberate for others, give happiness for others. The reason is because they're seeing other beings used to their own mothers. And this also have an idea. We have a called love meditation, and we have to use that meditation technique is we meditate, visualize our present mother, and we have to think about their kindness, our present mother's kindness. So starting from when we are in the mother's womb, and then 9 months in the mother's womb, so all the time, mother's hardship, difficulty, kindness, we have to appreciate. And these bodies come from our mother's flesh. And then when we take the birth, no comfortable, suffering, and growing, when we born, the kids is very small, tiny, dirty, ugly. I think could be, but mother don't see that dirty and ugly. If you don't have love, you really don't want to touch. Because due to mother's love, they don't see that ugly and the dirty, and they're cherishing, hold, loving, kind. So breast, or the warm heat. They all have to rethink their kindness and use that meditation. Really helps your connect with your mother. If you have problem with your mother, and then meditation really helps become connection to again. And if your mother is alive, you can more connection, you can more kind to your mother. If your mother is passed away, you use that technique, meditate, generate love, kindness, your heart. That kind love arise your heart. That benefit your mother. So that's why we have called love meditation. And then we use that technique, love arise our heart. Then we have to think about, I take birth is not only one this life. I have previous life, many lifetimes, not only today. We have yesterday, like how many yesterday we have? So 1 month, like 30 days, right? And then 1 year have 12 months. So all this is like past, is the same as like previous life. Same, like we have so many previous life. So others also used to mother. When we take birth, we have mother. So maybe everyone is used to mother. And then you love for move to others. And so then connect to other beings. Love, compassion, connect for others. Through our devotion, connect to the enlightened beings. So create the love is used this way, we recognize all these beings used to our mother. And then not really think about only my benefit. I want to help others, because why are going to be only myself is happy? So why is that benefit? If my mother is suffering. So our mother is cold, heat, hunger, thirsty, and we are enjoy happy, like drink and dance, that kind of like we can stay or no, not right. So that's why Bodhisattva recognize everyone is used to mother, and that's why they wanted to give up all happiness for the others reasons, because all is beings used to mother. So therefore, to free limitless living beings, develop the artistic intention. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. So that's the practice of Bodhisattva. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Rahul. So then anything I miss or no?
Yes, Kempala, I'm sorry. You didn't discuss verse 15 separately. There are parts of verse 14 and 16 that are like 15, but you didn't discuss 15 separately. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Oh, wow. even if someone, your so 14, 15 is very similar, right?
Exactly. And parts of 16 are like 15, but you didn't discuss it separately, but that's up to you.
I think that's okay. So we can more discussion tomorrow. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, anyone?
Thank you.
Okay, so then I think we finish it and today. So I'm going to do the dedication. So nam de ye dam je zi ba nye tong na ni be da na bam ze de ji ga na je ba la ju ba ye zi ben so le do wa re yam ba ra ba we je da ran chen ba dang ge de zang bo de yang de yin te da gen je ji ze da lo chen ge wan de da dam je ra de ngo 상조 샘조 럼보제 마제 바나 지저르 지바 냠바 메바 양공니 공데 베와레쇼 오마네 베메 오마네 베메 오마네 베메 오마네 베메 Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you, everyone. So we have to eat the cake. Yeah. So 37 Bodhisattva practice offering to holiness, and then we're going to eat the cake. Thank you, Tasidare. Bye.
Thank you, London.
Thank you, everyone.
法师法健康，长久住世法轮。
谢谢。
感恩上师，感恩义师。
Thank you, everyone. Have